Welcome to She Opens Her Bible. It's really wonderful to have you joining us for another special conversation with She Opens Her Bible and Affirm Faith Company. We are truly so glad you're here with us today. You know, we live in a world that, well, it rarely slows down. Our calendars seem perpetually packed. Our minds are always racing, and finding genuine peace, it feels almost impossible sometimes. Many of you listening, maybe especially as Christian women navigating everything, you might find yourselves feeling worn thin, just struggling to quiet all that noise, both internal and external, to truly hear from God. We get it. We really hear you, and we understand that deep desire for connection and, well, calm. So today we're going to spend some time with a really powerful verse that speaks directly to this challenge. Psalm 46, verse 10. We're going to unpack the insights from a great article by our own Sue Nelson, who co-founded She Opens Her Bible and Affirm Faith Company. Sue has truly helped countless women deepen their walk with Jesus, offering such practical biblical wisdom. Her perspective on this verse, it just feels so necessary right now.
Absolutely. That verse, he says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted on the earth." It's so much more than just a nice saying, like I think you'd see on a mug. As Sue's post really highlights, it's this profound, divine invitation. Actually, it's more like a command, isn't it? To stop the striving, to start truly trusting. It's about finding a stillness that rests firmly on God's unshakable character, not on waiting for your circumstances to magically calm down. This isn't about dodging the messiness of life. It's about finding an anchor in the mess. So let's really unpack this powerful truth and explore what it means for your life, particularly for women facing the unique pressures and anxieties of today.
Okay, yes, let's get into it. Our look at Psalm 46, verse 10 shows it's definitely not just about, sitting still on the sofa, waiting. The material we're exploring today makes it clear this command, be still. It wasn't spoken into some peaceful, quiet moment. Quite the opposite, actually. Psalm 46 paints this picture of intense chaos. You've got mountains trembling, waters roaring, kingdoms tottering. The foundations are shaking. It's a really vivid image of disruption and fear. So when God speaks peace into that, it's not because things have suddenly settled down around his people. No, it's because he reigns despite all that chaos. He's the steady point in a world that feels like it's spinning out of control.
And what's fascinating here, really crucial to grasp, is the original Hebrew word for be still. It's the Hebrew word that means to cease or to let go, sometimes translated as rapha. And it's a powerful, active kind of word. Its root meaning also carries the sense of sinking down or maybe ceasing striving. Think about that. Elsewhere in Scripture, it's used to describe hands going slack or even a battle stopping. So this isn't just a gentle suggestion to, relax a bit. It's a divine order. God isn't just saying, hey, quiet down. He's saying, stop. Stop fighting it. Cease your efforts. Let go of that anxious grip you have on control. It's a command to release our self-reliance and, right there in that space, acknowledge him as God. That insight alone, wow, it can really shift how we see stillness.
Right. So what does this mean for us today, for you listening? Well, this understanding makes it clear that be still isn't about doing nothing. It's not passivity. It's not about ignoring your responsibilities or just checking out. Our insights show it's about a profound, active surrender. We often think we have to keep striving, work harder, fix everything ourselves, don't we? But actually, our constant striving, that frantic energy, it can literally get in the way of seeing what God is already doing or what he wants to do. And think about the context again. Psalm 46 is described as a battlefield psalm, not some gentle quote for a coffee mug. It's a command spoken right into war, into foundations shaking, into a world feeling upside down. God was basically telling his people, and maybe even the nations around them, stop fighting it. Stop trying to fix this in your own strength. He's saying simply, I've got this. He calls us to trust his active, powerful presence, even when the way forward looks, well, completely unclear.
Precisely. And when you genuinely stop striving, when you release that urge to control every single outcome, every detail, you create this vital space for God to move. And that's not weakness. It's actually a powerful declaration of faith. That kind of stillness basically says, God, I trust you way more than I trust my own plans, my own strength, or my own frantic efforts. It's active surrender, isn't it? A deep confidence that flows from knowing the very same God who calmed the storm. He also speaks to your anxious soul, and this truth, it really can reshape your days, especially the messy ones, the chaotic ones, the demanding ones we all have. It's like a constant, gentle reminder. God is enough, and he is near, always near, right there with you in the middle of it all.
Yeah, that's so good. And digging a bit deeper into the history of Psalm 46, the material we're looking at points out it was attributed to the sons of Korah. Now, these were a respected family of Levites. They were temple musicians, worship leaders. So their role means this psalm was likely meant as this powerful communal worship anthem, something designed to anchor God's people together during scary times. It wasn't just a private little prayer. It was a song for the whole community to sing, to unify and build faith when anxiety was maybe widespread.
Right. And if we connect that to the bigger historical picture, scholars suggest a few possible backgrounds for this psalm. Each one kind of illuminates its core message. One common theory, and it's a powerful one, links it to that miraculous deliverance of Jerusalem during King Hezekiah's reign. Remember the Assyrian army? You can read about it. It's incredible in 2 Kings chapter 18 and 19, and also Isaiah chapter 36 and 37. I mean, Hezekiah and the people faced this overwhelming threat. It looked impossible, yet God just stepped in supernaturally, destroyed the Assyrian army practically overnight. So in that context, be still and know that I am God wasn't abstract. It was born from a real, terrifying crisis, and then this undeniable miracle of God's power. Another idea connects it to its use in the temple during big festivals, that line in verse 4 about the river whose streams make glad the city of God. That might point to Jerusalem as this spiritual center, this place of God's peace and provision, even with turmoil all around. And some even see hints of the future, pointing towards messianic times when God brings ultimate, perfect peace. But regardless of the exact historical moment, the constant theme is God's unwavering presence and his power, especially in really difficult times.
That context is so helpful, and it really helps clarify some common misunderstandings about what be still and know actually means. The article we're drawing from addresses 3 myths pretty directly. First, it often gets mistaken as only being about physical quiet time,
Yeah.
just sitting in silence. But like we've been saying, it's much deeper. It's about heart surrender, an internal posture of trust. You could obey this command even when your house is noisy, right?
Exactly.
Second, it's often seen as just for individual meditation. But Psalm 46, it's a corporate psalm. It's a call for the whole community to stop striving together, to trust God collectively. It's a group declaration of faith, not just a private thing.
That's a key distinction.
And third, and this is really important, for many of us who feel called to get things done, it does not mean don't take action. God absolutely calls us to act, but the call is to act from a place of trust, of discernment, not panic or fear or that desperate need to control everything. Stillness in this biblical way is a posture of deep trust. It's not the absence of necessary spirit-led action. It's actually the peace that lets you move forward wisely.
So true. Which brings us to the really practical question for every Christian woman listening. How on earth do we practice this kind of stillness in our modern, fast-paced, often just plain overwhelming lives? Well, the material offers some incredibly practical ideas, ways to actually create room for God in the middle of the daily grind. One really powerful suggestion: start your morning unplugged. Just imagine waking up and before you grab your phone, before the emails or social media hits you, you intentionally choose to read just one verse and sit with it. Just breathe it in, think about it, let it settle in your spirit before the day's noise starts. That simple shift, it can profoundly change your whole outlook.
Oh, I love that. And here's where it gets really helpful, I think, especially if you wrestle with anxiety or stress or that feeling of constant overwhelm. You can try integrating breath prayers during your day, like literally intentionally inhaling, be still, and exhaling, and know you are God.
It's a simple way to tether your mind back to truth, even when you're doing something mundane like washing dishes or driving.
Or try journaling. Take a few minutes to write down what you're holding on to so tightly, those worries, burdens, the things you feel you have to control, and then consciously ask God to help you release them to Him. Even something as simple as setting a timer for, say, 3 minutes of quiet. Just focusing on one name of God, like Jehovah Shalom, the Lord is peace, or El Roy, the God who sees me. That can open your heart to His gentle voice amidst all the clamor. These aren't just like techniques, they're invitations to walk deeper with Him.
They really are. And this verse, it becomes this grounding truth, almost like a lifeline when anxiety really spikes, when your world feels like it's spinning out of control, when you're just buried under responsibilities. You can remind yourself you don't have to be in control. That's not your job. You are not the fixer. You weren't asked to carry the weight of the whole world. You can repeat this verse when you're stuck in traffic, or waiting for those nerve-wracking test results, or even when you catch yourself scrolling endlessly on your phone, searching for a calm that just isn't there. It's an anchor for that anxious heart. It reminds you God is immovable, He's steadfast, He's absolutely sovereign, even when your life feels incredibly messy and uncertain.
And what's so profound, really, is how Psalm 46, verse 10, just seems to whisper the name of Jesus all through it. The insights we're looking at connect this ancient command right to Jesus Himself. Sue's post points out how Jesus, in Mark chapter 4, is in the boat during that violent storm. And He just stands up and speaks with divine authority, saying, "Peace, be still."
And instantly, the wind, the waves, they obey him. He is the living fulfillment of this verse. He's the embodiment of stillness in your chaos. He's the one who holds you, anchors you, calms your spirit, even when your world is shaking all around. He's God with us, right there in our deepest fears.
And it's not just theory, is it? It's not abstract theology. We see this principle, this kind of stillness, echoed so powerfully in the lives of biblical figures. They give us real examples to look at. Think about Moses at the Red Sea, Exodus chapter 14, verse 13. I mean, talk about an impossible situation. Trapped between Pharaoh's army and this impassable sea. And what's he told? Do not fear, stand by and see the salvation of the Lord. God called him to this radical stillness, not to figure out an escape plan, but just to stand there and watch God deliver them. What a lesson in trusting God's timing and power when all human options are gone.
Wow.
Or think about Elijah in the cave. That's 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 11 and 12. He'd just gone through immense trauma, threats on his life. And where was God? Not in the huge wind, not the earthquake, not the fire, but in that gentle whisper, that sound of a gentle blowing. Elijah had to quiet his own racing heart and mind to even hear that still, small voice. And then there's Mary at Jesus' feet, Luke chapter 10, verse 39. She chose to be still, just listening to Jesus teach, while her sister Martha was, well, understandably distracted by all the preparations. In every case, stillness wasn't about doing nothing. It was this active, trusting posture in God's presence and his perfect timing. It was choosing him over their own efforts or anxieties.
Which brings us right back to that crucial point about God's absolute sovereignty. That's really the bedrock of this whole psalm, isn't it? When God declares, I will be exalted among the nations, I will be exalted on the earth, he's not. He's not asking permission. He's not expressing a hope. He's stating an eternal, unshakable fact. His reign is certain. His plan is unfolding. His ultimate exaltation is guaranteed, even, maybe especially, when our lives or the world feel completely out of control. It's not just a future thing. It's a present reality we can rest in now.
Exactly. We spend so much energy striving, planning, pushing, sometimes panicking, right?
Yeah.
Thinking we need to force things or control every little variable. But the profound truth is, God is already on the throne. He is already sovereign. The invitation for us as his children isn't to somehow make him sovereign. It's to recognize he already is and then to align our lives, our trust with that reality. That's where real freedom from anxiety is found, I believe. And so it really poses an important question for you listening today. What are you holding on to so tightly right now? What is God lovingly asking you to release, to leifa, to let go of, and just surrender to him today?
That's the key question. And finally, a really powerful part of this truth is how we can share it. Share this transforming verse with others who need it. Sue's post offers some wonderful, really practical ideas because this verse, it just fits every season of overwhelm, doesn't it? Every moment of fear or uncertainty. You could write it in a sympathy card for someone who's grieving. Or frame it as simple, beautiful wall art for a friend who just needs that visual reminder day after day. Or even just send a quick text with a verse and a short, heartfelt prayer to someone you know is struggling right now. This truth, this divine invitation to stillness and trust, it's honestly too powerful to just keep to ourselves. Let it travel beyond your own quiet time. Let it be a little beacon of hope and peace for the people around you.
So well said. As we wrap up our conversation, let's really hold on to what we've explored today. Stillness is so much more than just being quiet. It's a profound spiritual posture. It's active trust. It's complete surrender. It's that liberating recognition that you are not and you were never, ever meant to be the one holding the entire world together. When you choose to stop striving, when you really let go, you create this sacred space for God to move, often in powerful and really unexpected ways in your life.
Yes. Our deepest desire, our prayer for you today, for everyone listening, is that this conversation helps you just breathe deeply, to release whatever you're holding on to too tightly, and to realign your heart with that liberating truth. God is enough. He truly is. And he's intimately near to you, always. Thank you so much for listening and for joining us today for this important conversation. We really pray it encourages you to pursue stillness in your own life and just find rest in his presence. Please be sure to visit sheafendrabible.com and also affirmfaithco.com for more content like this, resources that will help you grow in your faith and deepen your walk with Jesus. And don't forget to check out our Substack. That's at shesowscripture.substack.com. We share even more insights and encouragement there. We really look forward to connecting with you.